Hey, this is Chuck, and you are listening to Fans with Bands, the podcast where we talk to the fans and the bands they dig about life, music, and whatever the hell else we want to talk about. Today on Fans with Bands, we're talking to Headless Mary. Check it out. Today's episode is brought to you in part by Fret Rescue. Located in Southeast Michigan, Joe at Fret Rescue has over 17 years of experience as a journeyman luthier. From basic setup to major repairs and restorations, you can put your trust in Fret Rescue. Contact Fret Rescue via email at fretrescue@gmail.com. You can also find them on social media by searching for Fret Rescue, @FERTRESCUE. That's Fret Rescue. Hey, this is Chuck with Fans with Bands, and I'm talking to Headless Mary. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. So we've got Elijah, Ian, Tegan, and Mare. How are you?
Great.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Doing very well.
Awesome. Well, I think it was Mare that sent me a message, mentioning that some friends had been, some of their bands, some friends of Mare's had been on, and I was like, oh, cool. And then you mentioned, a number of your bands, but one of them was Headless Mary. And I immediately went out and checked out Death is a Moving Target, and I loved it. I thought it was great. And so then I got back with you and said, yes, let's do it. I was listening to that album again, was it last week? Yeah, because I was like, I need to get back to that. And I was thinking of like bands like Hum and Sunny Day Real Estate.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that mix of like, there's these delicate pieces as well as like heaviness within songs and like spread across. So you get like this great set of dynamics on the music, and I thought it was fantastic. And the new song that you got out, Park Place, is fabulous. That is.
Thank you so much.
So good.
I like to maintain a balance of vulnerability and rage.
It's perfect.
So basically, they're the Hulk.
The Hulk. That's awesome. So how did the band get started?
Oh, Ian.
That's a great question.
How many days do you have?
Well, it's kind of a Theseus's ship kind of thing where just friends of friends and kind of meeting people along the way. And originally, it took off and it started just in a direction that I never thought it would.
Yeah. We were all in like previous projects, and like Mur and we were in a project together before this as well. And it was mainly during, the pandemic that, Ian and I kind of were hashing out ideas, and it started to take shape over that year and the next year, and really came together to its peak probably last year.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And isn't that when Death is a Moving Target came out? Wasn't it last year?
Yep. Yeah, that was Friday the 13th last year.
Awesome.
I love that you didn't specify a month. It was just on Friday the 13th.
Yeah. It was October Friday the 13th.
Perfect.
The only one that matters. Come on.
Yeah.
That's true. True.
Yeah.
So how'd you come up with the name?
Okay, so I really like to leave this open to interpretation. There is a story. I can share it. I almost don't want to though, because I feel like,
It would be too much to give away.
Like I like the mystery of it because it can be very straightforward, but it can also be like mysterious,
Well,
spooky.
I think the story is funny. You should tell it.
Okay,
It's a great story. And to be
Okay.
fair, I've already told all my friends the story anyway.
Okay, so my good friend Megan, recently her mom passed away, and we were cleaning out her garage and found a statue of Mary. And she was like, oh my God, my mom kept this statue after my brother knocked her head off. So she's got this statue of the Headless Mary, and then in the box next to it, it says Head of Mary. And We both laughed. We thought it was funny, and she was like, "Oh, you should use that as your band name, Headless Mary." I was like, "Okay, yeah, okay, that could be cool, yeah."
I
That's
always
pretty
thought
much it.
I always thought it was in reference to like Marie Antoinette getting beheaded, like the headless.
See, that's what I'm saying. Open to interpretation. That's why I don't like to.
And then they showed me the statue too. They were like, no,
I have it.
That's awesome. That
Yeah.
is fantastic.
Yeah,
So
and
on
oh,
the on Death is a Moving Target, there's like I said that I really thought very much about Sunny Day Real Estate, and I really love the song Trigger. But I was curious, what songs on there for each of you uh, would you say is your favorite? And I know that's hard because you probably love them all, but if you had to pick one that you would say, oh, you need to listen to this to get a essence of who we are, what would that
My
song be?
favorite one, I mean, I love all of them, but my favorite one is probably Complexify, but I think it's because it's just my favorite one off that record to play
Ah,
like live because it's just really high energy and fun and
yeah.
stuff. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
How about Ian?
oh man, yeah, it's a good question. Just yeah, they're all like my children. It's hard to choose a favorite, but
Right.
I'd say I think Protected Foil would probably be my top pick just because the record kind of grew as I grew. Where when I start I learned how to kind of record and kind of mix with that record. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, that was my lockdown baking bread was going in the basement and drinking coffee and mixing and
Just like down here for days, mad
yeah.
scientist mode.
Nice.
And but that I think that was the biggest accomplishment for me on the record because there's a lot of trial and error that went into the vocal harmonies and the drum sound and the guitar sound and all that.
The
So
acoustic version too that you did.
oh yeah,
That
Oh,
one,
there's
that
that one
was
too.
just awesome. I didn't even know that he could play cello and just kind of busted that out. That was
oh, wow.
cool.
So is that out? So basically, I found your stuff on Bandcamp. Is that out there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
It
on
is?
the yeah, that's the last track on the record.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we had
I
our
remember
friend
now.
Olive featured on there. That was
Yeah. Well,
real fun.
which yeah, and that's cool too, because I think I put a couple bonus tracks on the Bandcamp page.
Yeah, you did
Yeah,
some
it
demos.
was some demo. It was a demo of Protected and Foil and Day In, and that and yeah, that even the demo is special to me because you could tell how that song kind of went,
Evolved.
yeah, evolved. So
And then if you catch a show like now, we even play certain things a little differently or whatever. It's like those songs continue to evolve even now.
Yeah,
Cool.
definitely.
Very cool.
so
Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna ask Mur, what's your favorite song on the record?
This might be kind of a hot take, but I like Desiderium or Day In.
Oh yeah.
Personally, just because when I play it, that one gives me so much creative freedom just to like play it however I'm feeling, like in the moment.
It's
Like
that
if it
like
wants to
open-ended
just
like
chill and it's more of a low key vibe, then I can just kind of keep it simple, bare bones. But if everybody's like real excited and raring to go, then I can make it really spicy and add a lot of flavor to it's just a lot of fun to play because it can go complete different directions depending on how we want it.
That's awesome.
yeah, for sure.
And did we get Elijah? Did you
Oh no, I
yours?
it's so hard because like lyrically I'm very obviously emotionally connected to all my lyrics. I think if I had to pick any of them, it would probably be either Protected in Foil or Hemophilia. It's just a lot of like my very personal struggles poured into that. So I'm very connected to those two for sure.
Fantastic. So, what's the songwriting process like for you guys? Do you
Chaos.
Chaos. Awesome.
Well,
It kind of is, but it's like a really good chaos.
it's it's kind of a hat draw because it's usually just starts with like, hey, that sounds cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Ian or Tegan will like present a riff and I
I'll
will
be
eat
like, but do it in 5 or do it in 6/4.
yeah, and then I'll just be like, "Oh yeah, I have a vocal melody for that." Or I'll be like, "I don't know. I don't know about that one."
Yeah, but it's usually the former. I mean, I don't know, like you are so stupidly talented at just
Oh,
immediately having
stop that.
lyrics and melody and stuff. No, it's true. Like, that's one of the craziest things. I'm like, we'll just like start practice with a jam sometimes that goes for like 12 minutes. And
Nice.
Elijah will record the entire thing and be like, okay, can you play that again? Because
That
I've got
has
this part that
happened,
I
yeah.
think will work.
Yeah. And
I,
thank God for recording because I've been in
Right.
that situation so many times where you like you're just jamming, you're working stuff out, and then you get done with it, and you go, that was awesome, and
Mhm.
nobody remembers how to play it. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh shit.
Yeah, I'm always recording on my voice memos, like surprisingly decent quality sound. Like,
Yeah, the iPhone audio recordings have come a long way.
yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just hit record in the middle of practice and like still hear everything that's going on. Okay.
Yeah, I've always
Elijah even
oh,
records our live sets like from
Yeah.
the stage, and they end up sounding like pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
yeah. Yeah, I've always been a subscriber of if you got to work too hard on a song, then maybe it's not meant to be
Yeah.
in the first place.
Mm.
Yeah.
'Cause-
That you have to kind of either just let it sit and something will resolve itself, or it's just never going to be there.
Yep.
Or it gets scavenged, right? You may
Yep.
go, I really
Recycled.
like that beginning, but the rest of it's junk, and you take that away and make something else.
oh yeah.
Did any of the songs that you put on the album, did those any happen to be that kind of like pick apart from older tunes and go, ooh, now we got something?
Oh,
I'm trying to think if that was,
Porcelain Garden
yeah.
is that would probably be one of my first picks because we had kind of a structure for that, and then just totally flipped it on its head,
Yeah.
where we kind of went from the vocal melody to a different chord progression.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
yeah. And I would say that's probably one of the a thing I think that a lot of bands like struggle with when I hear like bands getting going is that the vocal melodies aren't strong. And you guys definitely, as Tegan was saying, those melodies in there are really strong and complement the music well, as opposed to sometimes when you get tunes where, I don't know, the vocals are just kind of going along with the riffage and don't really stand out.
Thank you so much.
Almost. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Ian, you mentioned that you were learning as you were going with the creation of that album. Um, was it pretty much self-produced for you guys?
100% self-produced.
Did,
Yes, absolutely.
and I'm trying to remember, do you guys have physical media for that, or is it all digital?
Uh, we're working on physical media for it. It's I'm sure at some point I want to get at least one physical copy of a release,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just because I mean there's still a lot of people that want something that they can
Yeah.
hold and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
feel.
Well,
I
as you
want to
can,
get
well,
cassettes, you know?
maybe you can't see behind me, but I've got a shit ton of vinyl, and
Heck
I
yeah.
love, and I'm old, so I love physical media. So,
Vinyl is
Yeah.
so expensive to get made though. Oh my
oh, I
god.
know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always surprised when, bands that are, you know, not huge, but they're, spending a lot of money on vinyl. And I'm like, wow,
Oh yeah.
I can't imagine.
I will say hot tip for anybody listening that wants to do physical media. There's also instead of vinyl pressing, there's also you can get a vinyl lathe, like lathing,
Oh,
and that because usually those sites have like there's a minimum production that you can do, and that's
yeah.
one of the big selling points of like changing how it's printed is they're totally willing to do like minimum.
Like short runs of like 100
Yeah.
or something like that.
Or like 25.
25.
Yeah. Because it's just a dude in his garage that.
Running a lathe,
Yeah.
taking your waves and
Yeah.
cutting some grooves. Awesome.
That's
yeah.
insane. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also thought was interesting when an old band of mine was looking into getting vinyl pressed. If you use like random colors to where it's like a tie-dye color of wax, it's way cheaper than like just straight like black for the material, which I didn't know. I thought we would have to pay extra to have it be like cool colored, but no, it was a lot cheaper.
That's that, I wonder if it's like scraps, that
It
like,
is,
left
yes, that's
over.
exactly what.
Yeah. Just throw it in the bin, heat it up
Melt
and
it down and then yeah.
go to town. So
Murray, your audio sounds like you're broadcasting from inside a vacuum cleaner.
Well,
I didn't want to say anything.
yeah, every once in a while it gets like this weird, like a machine is going on or something.
Yeah.
Like that proximity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably like.
He's
So
probably like, what the heck?
right.
Well, I didn't want to not say anything, and then this goes up on the internet, and then Murray's like, "Why didn't you say something?"
That's good. That's good.
Chuck's adjusting the levels.
Yeah.
Headless Mary.
Yeah. Thankfully,
This guy.
because you're each on separate devices, it's a separate audio track. So
Oh, nice.
I can try to
Yeah.
clean it up, which is helpful, as opposed to when the band's all together and you've got one person over here is like super quiet talker and the other person's loud, and I'm running through the audio trying to bring that up, lower this, and so yeah, that's good.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
So I did want to talk about Park Place because I love the idea and the lyrics for that song, as well as just the
Yes.
overall vibe of the tune. I hate the word content and
Yeah.
content
Yeah.
creator.
Yes.
I hate the fact that someone calls your shit like, oh, you've created content for me. Either that's music, writing, art, it's, I fucking can't stand it. So I love that is, the song talks about that.
That's what it's all about.
I'm curious, like, how do you,
Yeah.
do you try to like justify, I mean, because you're in a band, so you're trying to actually sell yourself somewhat. How do you reconcile that?
It's the irony, right? Okay, so for me personally, I don't want to sell myself. Like I am doing what I'm doing because I enjoy it. I like making music. I don't care if it really goes anywhere. If one person likes it, then I've done my job.
Yeah.
I don't plan on controversial take. I don't plan on making a career out of this. I just want to put my emotions out there and have someone else hear it and be like, wow, that really resonates with me.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's great. And I think I would say 99% of the people I talk to, they're not making music to be, I mean, it would be wonderful if you sold, tons of albums and
Right. Yeah.
had huge tours or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's all about just creating the art and not necessarily being a content pusher or any of that.
Exactly. And I'm sure that like you've noticed listening to the other music that we've had, like I'm somebody that struggles a lot with mental illness, and like I've always wanted to put things out there so that other people can feel not alone and be like, wow, like this is something that I relate to. This is like I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah.
That's
very cool. Very cool. So I have a question for each of you, and that is, what motivated you to want to play music? And maybe we'll start with Mare.
Yeah, Mer, go for it.
Are you there, Mare?
He's gone. Oh no, he's gone.
No, I'm still alive. Not quite. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if I can get rid of this vacuum that I'm stuck inside.
Sounds good right now.
Up there? How's the weather up there, Chopper
Okay
4?
You're keeping us in suspense, Mer.
Yeah, right.
Can you hear it now?
Yeah.
Nope.
No,
Well,
I
we
think
hear
you're
you sound
okay.
good. Yeah.
All right, beautiful. Great.
Oh, there's back.
Stupid cyclones. Hold on.
It spoke too soon.
I bet if I do something like just turn my gain all the way down. What's that?
I think you're quiet.
You're
Try it again.
How's
Just-
that? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that works.
Okay.
All right. So, what got you into music?
Me?
Yes.
Well, I was in 5th grade and they had us go around and try all the different instruments in school to see what we would be good at or wanted to do for band or orchestra. And for every instrument they were like, oh yeah, 5 out of 5, you're great, you can do this. And then drums, they were like, 1 out of 5, don't play drums. I was like, okay, well, I guess I know what I'm doing. Like, I'm already good at the other ones. Why would I want to take a class for something I'm already good at? And then in middle school, the band teacher there went to the same church that my family did. And so he would have me play drums, and he actually gifted me an entire drum set, my first drum set ever.
Holy cow.
And so if my parents were ever to tell me like, hey, you can't play drums, then he would get mad at them at church the next week. You know what I'm saying? To be like, come on, he has to do his homework or whatever. So they kind of just had to deal with it. And then as I turned, into an angsty teenager, I was like, okay, well, now I can be loud and get all this anger and aggression out in a somewhat healthy way and just play drums all day.
Awesome.
If my parents tell me to stop, then the guy at my church will get real mad at them.
Oh, that's crazy. Tegan, how about you?
Well, I think my earliest core memory from being like a little tiny baby person is watching my dad's band practice in our basement. So like I've always been around it. I was raised by 2 parents who both love rock music, generally speaking. Like when I was like 6, my mom and I would be in the car just like completely jamming out to like Metallica and stuff. And so it was just always around me. And then I think when I was like 11 or so, I like asked my dad for a guitar because I kind of just thought it was cool because he did it. But then as I got into my teen years, I was like, wait, no, this is actually really cool and I want to do this. um like I want to do this for me and because I like it. And so I play, I play bass in this band, but for a while I also masqueraded as a guitarist just because I wanted to like write things and stuff like and have even more of an influence on writing and stuff in bands that I was in. But I'm definitely a natural bassist and not a guitarist. I shouldn't be near a guitar.
Oh, nice. I've got a lot of admiration for bass players because I always wanted to be a bass player, and I just didn't have one. There's a certain level of dexterity that goes into playing bass that doesn't translate from guitar, and then there's the rhythmic aspect. I mean, it's important to be a good rhythm guitar player, I think, but the bass has got a whole nother dimension to it. Plus, it can be a melodic instrument as well. But anyway, I always wanted to be a bass player, but I just didn't cut it.
It's a fun instrument. I think I'm trying to remember which like very well-known bass player I heard say it. But I once heard like that you can play a wrong note on guitar and no one really notices, but if you play a wrong note on bass, everyone notices because it sounds so wrong.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
so
That is so true because yeah, a guitar player can throw some other crap in there and like, oh, he probably meant to do
That's
that.
just jazz.
Yeah.
right. It's just yeah.
Oh,
It's just dissonance.
Yeah, that sounds like a Victor Wooten bit.
It was Wooten. It was
Yeah.
Oh
totally.
yeah, that would make sense.
Ian, how about you?
I'm kind of with Tegan on this one. I mean, I've always been around just a very eclectic kind of selection of music, just because my my mom would play like Nat King Cole and Dean
Nice.
Martin when she was cooking dinner, and
Nice.
then my dad would listen to like he turned me on to like Queen and Humble Pie, and he was in a band too, so
Oh, cool.
so yeah, it was a big. My parents were a big influence growing up and being always around that sort of thing, and then they were patient enough to deal with me being in bands when I was a teenager.
Yeah. Listen to you massacre some songs until you could get it right.
Yeah, pretty much. That was the only time my dad ever like broke up practice was when we were playing bad enough. He could open the door and be like, "Hey guys, not that one."
Oh, oh man. Yeah, my I think it was my mom. No, it was my dad, I think. Um, 'Cause like the very first thing I learned to play was part of the chords to Working Man by Rush. And but it was like one of the main riffs. I would just play it over and over and over. And they're like, Jesus, stop. Just stop.
Like learn something else. My
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, great. Come on. uh, Elijah, how about you?
Uh, Similar to Ian and Tegan, I grew up around musicians. My grandfather was into like blues music, and he would have these like festivals in his backyard every summer, and I would try to
Oh,
play
cool.
all the instruments, and like little kid, and they're like, stop touching all the gear, like I'd try to get on the kit and like play the guitars and stuff. He bought me a harmonica when I was like 8. But I always was very like vocal, always wanted to sing. And for a while as a kid, it was like this like secret that I kept. Like I didn't want anybody to know that I wanted to be a singer. It was like this thing I was like ashamed of for some reason. And then middle school, I joined choir and came out of my shell a little bit. And then I wrote a lot of poetry. And it wasn't until I was in high school, I was taking this like composition writing class, and we had this student teacher do a course about writing lyrics. And he
Oh,
was like using popular songs at the time and like kind of showing how you can take lyrics and turn them, or take poetry and turn them into lyrics, and like the structure and like counting the syllables and stuff like that. It was just, I wish I could remember this man's name because he literally changed the course of my life. Like,
wow.
because I was set to kind of move in the direction of becoming an author. And then I had that class, and I was like, oh my God, I can write lyrics. I'm a lyricist. I'm a musician. Like, so it was just all downhill from there.
All downhill from
Yeah.
there.
That was it.
That was your peak.
Yeah.
So, so for each of you, if you had to think of like 3 albums that were the most influential to you
Ooh.
in your development as a musician, what would those be? And I hear Elijah making some sound, so
I'm like
you can
trying
go
to
I'm
first.
think
already
because there's so many.
racking my brain.
I'm like squirming a little bit. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, here I can take this first if we want.
Yeah,
Sure.
you go for it.
I would say probably the most influential album on my drumming would be 10,000 Days from Tool.
Oh, cool.
Danny Carey is just my favorite drummer in general. He's incredible.
Yeah.
And I've always had mad love for him. And also another album would be Opeth's what was it? Sorceress album.
Stop. I
Oh.
love that album.
Yeah, that's awesome. Opeth, I've seen them, I don't know,
Yeah,
3 or 4 times. I love them.
Opeth. And then for a third one, I would probably say, this is a tricky call between either like Leviathan from Mastodon or like Adrenaline by Deftones.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Very close for me, but
nice.
Mastodon's drummer Brandaler is insane. He's a mad lad.
Yeah.
But then Deftones, just the whole energy that they have on Adrenaline and the whole vibe of that album and all their albums, honestly, was
Yeah.
just very influential.
Yeah. Fantastic. Those are great choices. Who wants to go next?
Okay.
So this was Ian. Yeah, no, Ian, go ahead.
Oh man, wait. You sounded like you had something you wanted to say, Tegan.
I was gonna say words.
Yeah, go for it.
So this is pertaining to like specifically to like formative years, like when you as you're like developing as a musician. Or okay. So yeah, on a similar note, I would say for me, like Deftones Around the Fur was like probably pretty influential when I was kind of starting. The first Korn record for sure. The self-titled one. And gosh, I don't know. I feel like I have to throw like a pop album in there or something because I listen to so much pop music. Like, but I mean, it's not really what you like necessarily play along to or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like I can't help but draw from those influences. So it'd be like Baby One More Time or something.
Oh my God. Yeah, classic.
Awesome.
All right.
Like, yeah, I mean, if it came out in the 90s, I probably loved it.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right.
And nowadays it's just metal and pop music.
It's a good combo.
Yeah, it's fun.
Ian or Elijah? Who wants to go next?
Elijah's pointing at me. Yeah, so
All right.
yeah, so there's like I was trying to think of like a timeline because there's a lot, but the first one for me in the top 3 would probably be Demon Days by Gorillaz.
Oh, nice.
Love Damon Albarn.
Ever since that one was ever since I was like a little kid, I would be listening to that with my friend. We would just be.
Was that the one with the Jeep on the front cover?
No, that was 2000. I think
Oh,
that
okay.
it's what's
That's
called
what I'm thinking.
2001. Yeah. Yeah, Demon Days that has like
The-
Feel Good Inc,
The
Dare.
panel. With
Yeah,
all
it's
their
all the
faces.
different
Yeah.
faces. Yeah. And that one,
Oh, okay, right. Okay.
I think,
Nice.
I mean that it has such an eclectic thing going on. Like I mean, it's just a madman going wild in his studio,
Yeah,
and I still really appreciate that album today.
that's cool.
I think up until recently, I'd say Cocteau Twins, Heaven or
Oh.
Las Vegas
Wow, cool.
is I mean that's a big I think that'd be a big inspiration for me as a guitar player, but also the band when we all started out with the original members and everything. We all loved Heaven or Las Vegas. That was a big one.
Yeah.
Nice.
And as of recently, God, I'd probably say I want to say F sharp, A sharp, Infinity by Godspeed You Black Emperor. That was their first that was their first album, and it's probably one of my favorite songs to date is Dead Flag Blues. Just because it kind of turned my head into onto this kind of music that it isn't just about the performance, but it's about the experience and
Yeah.
how listening to it and seeing it affects you
Yeah.
more introspective than a lot of other contemporary acts.
Yeah, yeah. It's that's interesting that you bring that up because I do think that there's an aspect that isn't necessarily easily translated in recorded music that does get translated when you experience the band in a live setting. I mean, some bands are really good at conveying as much of their emotion and energy into their music recordings as they do on stage, but there are some bands where you don't get that connection, and they have a recording, it's fine, but then you see them and you're like, holy crap, how come that band's not on that record?
Oh yeah, and it hits you like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, yeah.
I find that happens between like an artist, even depending on the song. Even like some songs just don't translate well to a live setting, and you just can't capture like certain things that happen in the recording or like
Or
certain
vice versa.
certain aspects. Yeah, or vice versa. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys ever get concerned with because I know like some bands really layer in a bunch of different like effects and multiple tracks and all this, and to play that live is, well, and sometimes impossible. So do you concern yourself at all, or do you
This is
just
directed at Ian.
Yes,
Yeah,
isn't
Ian.
Yeah.
Ian has a pedal board the size of a truck, so
Yeah, I've been sizing down. I've been going lightweight.
the size of a small truck.
Yeah.
so you've moved down from like I don't know, an F-150
From like
to
an
a
F-150
Tacoma?
to a Ranger. Yeah, to a Tacoma.
We're now at like a biplane from something that you just have to twist the propeller on. Yeah. It's not a full control panel.
I mean, I think Tegan alluded to this a bit, that the music's still evolving. Do you are you all do you all feel free to experiment as you're playing in a live setting to kind of go off the rails?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, a little bit, as long as it doesn't completely throw everything off. It's like, okay, like I know Ian will try different effects sometimes in different parts and at a show, or like I'll throw in a little fill or something really quick in a area where I feel like there's enough space for me to play with.
Yeah. And I guess I should have answered my own question, because Mayor mentioned that the one tune, which I'm blanking out now, you can change the pacing or the flow of that.
Day in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I would say personally, I'm not very good at playing the exact same thing every single time on drums. So I almost always, without fail, play something different.
Nice.
And
yeah, there's
especially since
sorry.
especially since like they had a different drummer before that did most of the recordings. So I don't really play that same style like at all on drums. So I end up changing a lot of it and playing it very different while still trying to maintain like the basic idea and like core accents, or like if there needs to be something right here, I'll still hit that.
Yeah.
But seeing what I can get away with, I guess.
Yeah.
Even on Park Place, the song that we just released as a single, like it's evolved since like in just like the last few months, the way we play it.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's mostly about goals that I want to accomplish on the record versus what I want to accomplish live.
That's a good way of putting it, because
I have the opposite thing where I love playing live, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, the three of you are going to make me sound better on the record.
Cool. Yeah, like I think a good example of that would just be like, well, on our next record.
Oh
yeah, the upcoming record.
Oh,
yeah, you heard it here first.
Yeah, I have not announced that yet. I wasn't sure if Ian was going to touch on that, so I didn't.
Well, I didn't know when Chuck was
This-
gonna throw
this-
this out here. So
Yeah, it'll come out on August 21st.
Oh, yeah, then
Okay.
we'll be like right there.
well,
Yeah, that's
oh,
2 days before. So yeah.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but
Sure.
on that one, I it was mostly kind of like a secret homage to a lot of like guitar heroes of mine because there's a lot of just weird swells and effects and stuff that you can barely hear, because they're mixed down so much. So,
Mm.
but so there's a lot. Yeah, for me, it was just cool to accomplish it, but
Yeah.
I don't. I feel like I drive myself crazy trying to get that live.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So
And I
yeah,
think I think the music that you guys makes lends itself to a degree of uh, improvisation, while you're playing. So you can take a core uh, piece of a song and experiment, or change things ever so slightly so that it's fresh for you and fresh for the audience.
yeah.
Very
There is.
cool.
I think there's only one real song that we don't touch. We don't do anything with, and that's the last song on the upcoming record.
Mhm.
It's because the recording's too good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of just a lot of different intricate parts and stuff that
Yeah.
Wait, which song is that?
Oh, don't.
it's the last
The
one.
last one.
Last
The
It's
one.
just
last one. It's just called
So,
The
it's a very long and drawn out emotional piece. Um, that's all I'm gonna say about it.
Yeah,
Cool.
and it's,
I know what you're
there's
talking about.
yeah, there's I think
So
s- I-
since you've go ahead. Sorry.
oh yeah, so not I don't think it's too much of an exaggeration to say that there's probably like 25 or somewhere between 15 and 25 guitar tracks on that record. On that
Really?
song specifically, yeah.
Holy
So
cow. Well,
yeah,
now I
it's
can't
kind
wait
of
to hear it.
oh,
That'll be cool as
we
hell.
can't wait for you to hear it.
It's just it's one of those songs where you kind of have to shut yourself in a dark room, or like perhaps maybe lay in a field under a night sky and listen to alone and be with your thoughts type
Nice.
vibe.
Cool. Very cool. So now that brings up another question for me. So sounds like this album will be out, what, the 23rd then? If I got my
Yeah.
math right.
Yeah.
Supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
sir.
that's Friday of Fuzzfest actually. Um, but yeah, so how did the songwriting and the overall vibe of this album, how does it compare to the last album?
Ooh,
And
that's a good.
how
That's a
do you
good
feel
one.
that you all grew as musicians on this one?
ooh.
Yeah. Ian, do you?
Uh, yeah, that's a good question. Well, I think it's just different stimulus.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Is really that would kind of be the base of it. Is we were working with different people. We're in a different practice space, and uh, just have, listen to
yeah.
different music.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh yeah.
I think realistically, there's the timeline between the writing the stuff on the last record and then this upcoming record's been probably like 5 years.
Oh, wow. So that is a significant
Yeah.
period of time.
Yeah, so it's just picking up different bands and different records and stuff and thinking like, oh, that's a cool, you
Yeah.
know,
There's
cool.
definitely like for this one, it feels like there's like a push and pull between like a more mainstream sound versus like a spiritual, moody, like some of it's really like optimistic and like hopeful, and other parts are like very cynical. I don't
Oh.
know how else to describe that.
Awesome. And that's good. I like that. Well, yeah, you guys could definitely have me intrigued because, like I said, I thought you know, Death is a Moving Target is really cool. Park Place is awesome.
Mm.
So I'll be curious to see how this has evolved. That's
And
very
Park
cool.
Place is definitely
Thank
like
you.
the most like upbeat and like quote unquote mainstream sounding song on the album for sure.
Nice.
It is, yeah. There's a couple others though that I feel like could kind of sneak into
Yeah.
like that type of vibe. But I mean, it's amazing. Like in so many ways, it kind of feels like all over the place, but also not. Like it all works
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like just the dynamics of everything. I don't know. I'm just a lucky girl who plays bass.
and and I feel like I'm really lucky that we had not only Jess from Former Critics on this single, but we also have my friend Tino from Ponte Via Skull featured on one of the songs for the new album as well. So, and like this album is gonna have um multiple languages because
really?
because he sings in Spanish. So, and then a friend of mine did a spoken word at the end in Polish. So we got a
wow.
trilingual album.
Awesome. Awesome. That's cool. It's very
Yeah.
cool.
Oh,
Excellent.
they're there also might be German.
Really?
Yeah.
German.
Well, it's because
Oh.
I recorded the sound of it was a table across from us at a restaurant talking,
Oh.
and we were in
Frankenmuth.
yeah, we were in
That's
Frankenmuth. Well, you
Like,
can't.
It's just sound. It's not faith.
Yeah, it was there's such a chatter in this restaurant that
Yeah.
it sounded kind of like a like a hum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
You can't really
but
make out
I'm pretty
anything specific.
I think they were speaking German. So
Yeah. Probably. That's
I
funny.
think
I forgot about
maybe
that.
because it was in a public space, it's not
Yeah.
illegal. Maybe.
Yeah.
well,
I think as long as there's no identifiable vocals, I don't think anybody's
No,
gonna
there's
care.
not.
nothing incriminating for sure.
Right. Yeah.
Well, you don't know that. Do you speak German? What if they were like?
Yeah. They just kept saying their mother's name over and over again.
Well,
But
you
these,
know,
these
Yeah.
if they're in the middle of a
Frau
restaurant,
Bucher.
yeah, these 12 middle-aged women were talking about their conspiracies to take over the
Yeah.
government.
Or, they could have been, so it could have been like an homage to Tool where, I can't remember what album it is, but it's the,
It was 10,000 Days where he
Yeah, the
does the
egg,
cookie recipe in
yeah.
German.
yeah,
Yeah.
which sounds like some kind of Hitler speech.
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's just a cookie recipe.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
should say.
Well, I will
In
say,
fairness, you can't even speak German without it sounding aggressive.
That's true. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Entschuldigung, which is excuse me. You're like, what?
I think
What are you saying to me?
it's I think I don't know. I mean, I think it's probably just from like I'm mixing it so many times, but there's also like a little hint of my wife saying like she's like leaning over and saying like these fucking people don't quiet down.
Oh,
she made it on the record too.
It's so
Awesome.
blurred though. You can't really pick anything out in that part. So
oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
that's
there's
so
a lot going
amazing.
on. Yeah, it's
I didn't even know that.
secret hidden gems.
That's
okay?
cool. That's super cool.
I'll listen to it 1,700 times too.
That's the only
This album's
reason
like
why
an
you
audio.
know.
It's like an audio scavenger hunt. Like how many Easter eggs can you find?
Oh,
Right,
Uh,
right. That's
yeah.
fantastic. That's fantastic. So, do you guys have any shows coming up? Thinking in terms of after August 21st when this comes out.
Oh, yeah.
That folks
Darn
should be
tootin'.
looking for you.
Darn tootin', yeah.
Yeah, we got a weekender, a little mini tour lined up for that weekend. So I
Nice.
think Friday 23rd are playing at the Sanctuary with Central Dogma, Saving Throw, and Living AI.
Nice.
Then we go to Cole's Bar in Chicago.
And we're playing with Nohale's Underground and what was the other one again?
Turned in Fire
Yeah.
and Central Dogma.
Yeah. Well, Central Dogma is going on the tour with
Yeah.
us. So
Oh, all right.
yeah.
I'm
and
the
then
drummer in both. So.
yes. So
All
you're
right.
gonna be doing double time. And then that Sunday we're gonna be at
Mahal's.
Mahal's. This is a
Yeah.
bowling alley?
Yeah,
in
bowling
Cleveland.
alley.
Yeah.
Cleveland, yeah.
Okay.
That's
Excellent.
with,
Who's
that's
in there?
Fungit.
Shakusei?
I'm totally gonna butcher their name.
Shakusi?
So
I
yeah.
think it's Shakusei. I don't know.
Yeah. Shakuse.
Yeah.
And then then Central Dogma again.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we got a couple more on the books.
Yeah. Nothing's fully
September.
confirmed
Okay.
except for September 28th.
Yeah.
That one's confirmed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a bolero with Fungus and
No luck.
No Luck.
Yeah, no luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Fantastic. Fantastic. So, if you guys could play anywhere in the world with any other band, what would be each of yours choice?
Ah.
Ooh, I want to play at Red Rocks.
Nice. And
That would be so cool. The acoustics there sound so sweet.
who would you like to have on the bill with you?
I mean, can I pick completely unrealistic bands?
Oh yeah, for sure. This is totally
That's what
fictitious
this is all
anyway.
about. Yeah.
I want to play with Tool just so I can meet Danny Carey.
There you go.
It is.
Backstage and be like, teach me what black magic you use to get to where you are.
Oh man.
Awesome. Ian, how about you?
Ooh, okay. Man, I'm trying to remember this. I think it's just called The Cavern.
Oh, that one place I keep seeing the awesome pictures from, and I think
Yeah.
I think Sydney Bunden did some photos down there. I don't know if you guys know her, but
Yes, I do.
oh, cool.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Small world.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
fantastic photographer. Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, who would be on the bill with you?
Ooh. Okay. Oh man. I got it. That's a hard one.
Mhm.
Just because yeah, same thing. Just like really part of me wants to say Swans just
Of
because
course,
I
swans.
love
The-
Swans.
He's got a hyperfixation
But
on
also-
swans right
Nice.
now.
Or LCD sound
Right
system.
now.
Oh, LCD sound system. Yeah.
That would
You
be-
know what? You're right, Tegan. It's been a while now.
Yeah, probably the LCD sound system at the
Yeah,
Cavern would be
yeah.
my
Hmm.
top choice.
Yeah.
Be
Good.
sweet.
Fantastic. Tegan.
Mine would be at St. Andrew's Hall opening for Taylor Swift and Spirit Box.
Oh my God.
And I'm not joking at all. Taylor Swift is my favorite
Holy
artist of all
cow.
time.
Oh
And
my-
her fans going crazy in an 1,100 cap room like that, all
Yes.
standing.
God.
Would
Yes.
that would
That sounds
put
like a
every time
nightmare.
I
I
think the
die
place
pits
would
to shame.
crumble.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
man.
would be amazing. It would be the most metal show ever.
That would be-
And
I would be so afraid of the Swifties.
as you
Yeah.
should be. We are we're a fear sponge.
Yeah,
And then I just-
absolutely.
And then I love, and Spirit Box is my favorite like band. So just
Awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be
Okay.
sick.
That would be because it would test out the floor, you know.
Yeah, that's what
I
was gonna
like
say.
that
Like,
building would crumble. It just would.
yeah, just trying to
Oh.
fit like every Swiftie from the tri-state area into that room's like
It-
that's like a episode of Metalocalypse.
It would no longer be at St. Andrews. It would be at the shelter.
Oh,
It
right.
would fall into the shelter.
Oh, that's awesome. Elijah, how about you?
You know, I I don't know venue wise. I really don't. I can't even think of like a place. I don't know. Probably somewhere
say the-
not in the country. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
just
want
say
to.
the Tokyo Dome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would love to play in Japan. That would be so sick. I just want to go there. But
Yeah.
really cliche maybe perhaps. I don't know. I would love to play with Radiohead.
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say.
that's my
Oh.
favorite.
Yeah. That would actually be a great combination too.
Oh, I love
Excuse me.
Radiohead so much. They're like in my top 5 favorite bands of all time.
Yeah. I love Radiohead. Actually, all those bands sound really cool because I'm a big fan of Tool and a big fan of Radiohead. So
Heck yeah.
that sounds fantastic. Fantastic.
Favorite Radiohead album? You.
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
Ooh. I would have to say Kid A.
Oh my
Ooh,
God.
that's
No,
good.
because that's
choice.
literally like my favorite one too.
Really?
Like, yes, I love Kid A and I love the Bends.
Yeah, the Bends.
So
It's a hard.
much.
It's a tough one between the. But Kid A
Yes.
has.
It's
I
so
don't-
emotional. It feels so good and sad, and I love
Yeah.
compounding my sadness with sad music.
Well,
Yeah.
and it
So
also sounds slightly pissed too. Like
yes,
there's this undercurrent of like just
Yes.
fuck you.
uh-huh.
I think is great.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The two of you are just connecting spiritually right now.
See, I'm more of an In Rainbows guy.
I know you are.
That's what I was gonna
I know.
say.
I know.
Yes.
Okay, and
For me, it's In Rainbows all
In
the way.
Rainbows is great, but I am just stuck in the Kid A
Well,
phase, I
yeah,
guess, I suppose.
it just sounds like a alien transmission.
Mm,
It's
Yeah.
just something so unique
mhm.
that I can't knock Kid A. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's
Such a brilliant
very
record.
good, very good.
Yeah, not saying Kid A's
Yeah. By all
I
means.
just like In Rainbows best. I think I
Yeah.
did a cover of Jigsaw Falling Into Place a while ago.
It
Oh,
is a
cool.
great album.
That's
It
a
is a
really
great
fun one
album.
to
There's a
play
lot of
just
good
'cause
songs on that album.
Pretty fast the whole time.
Yeah, now I may have to get that album out tomorrow and listen to it because it's that the Radiohead's in a kind of a semi-regular rotation, maybe I don't know, every couple of months that comes out. And I don't know if you guys have ever, and kind of a different band altogether as far as sound, but has the same impact, at least emotionally for me. Have you ever heard a band called the Doves?
No, I have
Um,
not.
Yeah, so they did this album. Actually, I found out about them from playing a video game.
Nice.
And it was a racing game, and the song was called "Catch the Sun," which is fairly commercial.
Is it just Doves or the Doves?
I think it's just Doves.
Okay, all right, I found it.
Nice.
I want to save them for later.
Yeah, it's really
Gotta
good.
check that out.
I'm trying to remember the name of the album that I first got because they've got multiples.
Was it an earlier album?
Yeah, it's an earlier one, and it has
There's
the song.
Lost Sides, Pounding, Lost Souls, Last Broadcast,
It might be not last broadcast. Hold on, I'm
some
just gonna search real
cities.
quick. Cities is the new one, I
Instrumentals of
think.
Rust,
Newer
Kingdom
ones.
of Rust, Winter Hill.
Mer's just gonna keep listing all the.
Literally,
It's,
go through the whole
so
Discography up right now.
It's Lost Souls is the album.
Nice.
Lost Souls. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll save that.
Because there's a song that I just love. It's called Sea Song, and then there's another one called Fire Sweet. There's a lot of great tunes on there. So, but it's a totally different. It's not. Well, I shouldn't say totally different. It's not quite Radiohead, but it has some of those same vibes where you get this kind of weird sadness, but also a kind of undercurrent of agitation. I don't know.
Yeah.
So there you go. My hot tip for today.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out like right after this.
All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
same.
Cool.
I'm about to check those out.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Excited.
all of us are gonna check that out.
All right.
Next song we write is gonna be
Yeah,
sound
Doves
exactly
inspired. Oh, crazy. Well, I want to thank you so much for being on Fans with Bands. I've got just one last question for you guys, and that is pineapple or no pineapple on pizza?
Oh.
Pineapple on pizza. Pineapple on pizza, and I will die on this hill twice.
I could take it or leave it. Honestly, don't matter. I'm gonna eat the pizza either way.
Good answer. Ian.
I think you ever been to the Jolly Pumpkin?
Yeah.
Yeah, a friend showed me they had the candied pineapple on their pizza, and that totally sold me on pineapple on pizza, man. No, that was fantastic.
Excellent. And Elijah.
I've always been a fan, and add some banana pepper on there too.
That's the combination.
Let's get really weird with it,
We're all
okay?
pretty much on the same page.
No, that is it. It's pineapple and banana pepper with the garlic crust from Howie's. That's the way to throw down.
Some interchangeable bacon or ham. I know Tegan's not Tegan's vegetarian, but
yeah,
yeah, we'll get that on half.
There you go.
Yeah. So we're ordering pizza now, or what's
yeah.
going on?
So I see a plan. I see a plan for the band. You guys get together, listen to the Doves, order pizza.
Yeah, tomorrow practice pizza. Let's go, guys.
I think that's actually the game plan now.
All right.
We'll be hella disappointed if we don't do this.
Sold.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being on Fans with Bands.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us. This was so much fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Absolutely.
And I will. I'll try to make it out to a show. Kind of.
That would be
up,
awesome.
The weekend you guys are playing in August. In September, I'll actually be in Germany, so
Oh,
Oh shit!
Yeah, so I'll miss that, but hopefully I can catch after when we're back from Germany. So
Heck
yeah.
yeah.
Chuck's gonna meet up with those 12 middle-aged women and be like, "They're on to you guys."
Yeah, you're gonna warn them.
yeah,
Cover's blown. We've been had.
yeah. Oh, crazy. All right, guys. Thanks again.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks,
Yep.
Chuck.
Thank you.
Many thanks to Elijah, Ian, Mare, and Tegan of Headless Mary for joining me on this episode of Fans of Bands. I love this band. They are fantastic to talk to, and their music is killer. We talked a bit about their current album, Death is a Moving Target. We also touched on a new single called Park Place, which will be on the new album called Pyres, which comes out on Friday, August 23rd. They will be celebrating this new album with a show at the Sanctuary on Friday, August 23rd. You can come check them out and get the new music. See the show notes for all the details and links. Bands are nothing without you, the fans. Purchasing music and merchandise is critical to their survival. If you can help out your favorite bands, please do. If you're in Michigan, consider following the Playing in Detroit Area Tonight and SE for Southeast Michigan Music Facebook pages. They are fantastic places for fans and bands to support each other and share our combined love of music. Thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to hit subscribe on your favorite podcast service to get each and every episode of Fans of Bands. Spread the word by rating the show, telling your friends, telling your neighbors, telling your family, telling your priest, tell everyone, and leave a comment. We want to hear what you think. You can keep in touch by following us on social media. This is a Life in Michigan production. Until next time, be well and kick out the jams.